first experience I had here was because of a good friend of mine that I met before I started coming here, with a guy named Jeff Simpson. He introduced me to a lot of good music. It was very influential in my life. I started coming here on a couple of Sunday nights. I did find it very interesting. It was very fulfilling for me, what God was doing in this church, and so much so that I wanted my friends to be a part of it, and that's when I started bringing Justin.
Chad invited me to hang out with him on Wednesday night, and I'm not even sure he mentioned that we were going to church. And I remember seeing this huge church in the middle of a cornfield and thinking, where in the world is he taking me? And we came in, it was the On Fire rallies, and I'd never experienced anything like that. And then Bay Force went up on stage, and man, that guy's big. And he told the gospel of Jesus Christ and how he came to the earth to die for us because he loves us and for our forgiveness of our sins, and I'd never heard that before. And I accepted Christ that night on March 1st, 2000 at the On Fire rallies, and that was my first experience at Nappanee Missionary.
I first came to Nappanee Missionary Church with Chad Loud, and he invited me here. We were friends long before that, and he had started coming here, and he said, man, I really love this place, you should come check it out. So I came with him on a Wednesday night in the fall, and we were meeting out in a tent. The senior high was meeting out in this big tent on the south side of the church, and I just went out there, and I had a great time. It was an amazing place. I was really welcomed well by people, and that's really one of the first times and places where I really started to grow in my relationship with God and to be challenged to learn about Christ and to grow that way.
I would say that's where we all really got involved.
Well, I mean, you remember, like, we drove my mom's big red van,
Oh,
you know?
man.
And so it was...
We broke the door.
And you guys would stay the nights on Sunday nights, and it was just like this tradition that we started. Yeah, Saturday nights.
And then we'd go to church on Sunday morning. Your mom would make these awesome cinnamon rolls.
Oh my gosh, the cinnamon rolls.
It didn't take long at all until this place was a home to us.
I think it's really the fact that we formed these solid relationships with so many of the leaders and even just the people around us, that this place did become a home to us. Became a place where we felt comfortable, where we felt loved, and where we felt that we could connect with Christ in the presence of other believers who actually cared for us and loved us.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's the people that went out of their way to be involved with us that made us feel like we were at home.
Yep.
You know, it was guys like Sean LaRue and Bruce and Sue Berkey and Neil Diener and Jeff Simpson and James Ellis. It was people like that went out of their way to get involved with us and show us they cared about us and show us they loved us, that this felt like home. You know, I know a lot of people would never say a big church could ever feel like home to them. They feel like they're just a face in the crowd, but I feel more at home here than I ever have anywhere in my entire life.
And it's very interesting too, when you think about it, how when we first started coming to this church early in high school, we weren't the type of people that you just magnetically want to be drawn to and invest in. We were the hyperactive kids bouncing off the walls, especially Justin and I, being disruptive, just wanting to have fun. It was just our personalities, but all these people invested in us. They took the time, they didn't give up on us, they invested in us, and amazing things happened because of that.
And it wasn't the fact that all these people that have impacted our lives really taught us anything significant through their words. It wasn't the fact that they got up front and gave a message, or that they did anything that was more than just behind the scenes loving on us. It was that. They just loved on us. They took the time to care for us and to help us to get over the things that we needed to get over, and they just walked with us as we grew in our relationship with God. And the love that they showed us has stuck with me and impacted me in a way that I will never forget.
I just graduated from Bethel College with a degree in Christian Ministries, and I'm working on my licensing for the pastorate in the missionary church. And I'm working here with the young adults interning, and I'm continuing to see what God has in store for me for the future when it comes to full-time vocational ministry.
And I also just graduated from Bethel College and I got involved with an amazing church called New Life Fellowship. About a year ago, they just brought me on full time as a pastor there, and I'm having an awesome time seeing God move in this church and being able to be a leader as a pastor when it comes to student ministries and adult ministries.
And I just graduated from Grace College with a degree in counseling and a minor in youth ministry, and I'm heading off to the Midwest District to Dodge City, Kansas, to be the associate pastor at First Missionary Church out there.
I'm Chad Laux.
And I'm Brad Bullock.
I'm Justin Blackwood.
And we're all living examples that love wins.
Back to you, Dave.